I fell in love with Austin as a teenager coming down here for certain events. And when I got older, I found out, Austin had more restaurants per capita than any other city. And so that's why I decided to move here in 2004, go to culinary school here and try and work in some of the restaurants here and really find the culinary scene. The farmers markets here kind of stand out because each community, the different communities throughout the town have their own. And there's new ones always popping up. Texas amazingly can grow a lot of things throughout the year, and so our farmers markets always have plentiful product, wild meats, kind of exotic produce and fruits. There's music playing, there's vendors. It's not always the same visit when you go. It's always a nice reason to go down and put your money back in your community. So today we are going to be making a corn and tomato salad with a pan-seared and roasted pork tenderloin. The first thing that drew me to cooking, my family was always cooking, and so it kind of brought our family together. Today we're going to start this dish by prepping a lot of the local ingredients that we picked up at the farmer's market yesterday. These tomatoes we picked are baby yellow tomatoes that fall into the heirloom tomato family. Next we're going to dice the bell pepper, which has a very sweet taste to it. This salad just consists of different elements of sweet and a little bit bitter, a little bit of tang with the onion, and the corn is, I chose a yellow corn because it's thicker and bigger and sweeter instead of like a white corn, which is smaller and less flavor, I think. Here in Texas, we like to have a little bit of spice in our dishes, so I'll add a little bit of jalapeno in there. Here in Austin, a lot of people like to have their own backyard pets, and goats seem to be a very popular choice. I stir and mix that together to combine the flavors. I'm going to make a light dressing for this salad, just simple salt, pepper, lemon juice, and olive oil, using some fresh local olive oil. Pretty happy with that. Really mix it in there. Now we're going to let this sit, we're going to refrigerate it, let it sit and let the flavors combine. The tenderloin comes it's found in the middle of the back between the sirloin and the rib, and so it doesn't get much movement, and so it's a very tender piece of meat. This piece has a lot of fat, which is good, but I'm going to go ahead and trim off a little bit of it. We're going to go ahead and just season it with salt and pepper. I don't want to take too much away from the flavor of the meat. This is from an organic pig from a local farm in Johnson City, so expect lots of good flavors. Get a pan on some medium-high heat. I like to use olive oil to get a good crisp. Cut that with a little bit of butter. That down. I'm going to add a little bit of rosemary to add a little aromatics to it, but not overpower the meat. And you don't want to move it around too much at first so you can get a good seal on the meat. Smells really good. Get a good browning on the meat side, and then we're going to pop it in the oven. We've got all we can do up here. Go ahead and transfer this in the oven. Keep that in there about 12 to 14 minutes until it gets to the desired consistency. Our pork tenderloin today will be accompanied with a very simple peach sauce made with our local Fredericksburg peaches here. It's going to be just a little bit of garlic cloves, a little shallot, peaches, and some red wine. So I think it will add a nice sweetness to the pork, but not be too overpowering. So we can get a little more olive oil and butter heated up. I'm going to go ahead and add our garlic and our shallots. Go ahead and season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. Go ahead and add our peaches in here. Turn down the heat just a little bit, let those liquids come out. Just kind of let that simmer. Tenderloin is just about done. It looks delicious. Kind of let this sit for a few minutes. You don't want to cut into it too fast. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh basil that we picked up yesterday at the farmer's market. Nice and juicy. I'm going to start with a little bit of arugula. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil on the top. Give that a little seasoning. Add a a little corn tomato salad mixture to the top. Add some of our pork tenderloin. And I'm going to take a little bit of our sauce we made. Good little topping. And here you have a very delicious corn and tomato salad with roasted pork tenderloin. And on next week's menu, cabrito burgers.
I'd like to hear something about.
You can just ask me, like, what do you think a chef is?
Yeah, what do you think a chef is?
To me, a chef, from examples I've always been around, either through directly working for or just mutual friends. You know, a chef is someone that is a very, very strong cook, but is also someone that can teach, and someone that has patience, and someone that holds accountability for their kitchen. You know, it's not just someone that hides in the office, puts their name on a menu. It's someone that works with their crew, and someone that is there to answer any question, you know, big or small. And, you know, it's someone that is a professional. You stay humble and you always keep your mind open to what someone else can give you. You know, being a chef is a lot of things.
That's perfect.